Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 1 of our league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on December 12th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Jolly League Challenge Thursday, December 19th at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as league challenges, league cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left we have Ceruledge, on the right, Miraidon. Raikou in the active for our Miraidon player as they kick things off for us this round, going first. Nest Ball will be played from the hand, and I imagine that's going to find a Miraidon since I don't see one in the hand currently. Nest Ball allows the player to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. And it will be that pink Miraidon, the A-Spec Miraidon. Is that what that is? Nest Ball finds Miraidon, and that gets added to the bench here. Miraidon has the powerful Tandem Unit ability. Once per turn, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic lightning Pokemon and put them onto your bench, as long as you have room on your bench. So our player is going to take this first deck search in order to look at the deck, see what's in there, what cards might be prized. Looks like Iron Hands may be the target of one of the targets of the Tandem Unit from Miraidon here. Lots of abilities to use this turn, as the Raikou V in the active spot can use its fleet-footed ability when the time is right, of course. As we work through the turn here, I think the question for our player is, do they go wide on their board on this first turn? The good thing about doing that would be to get lots of cards out of the deck, thin the deck out, so that way there's just those lightning energy for a greater chance of the electric generators to hit. It looks like they will be a little more aggressive on this first turn with the grab of the second Miraidon. So pink Miraidon uses Tandem Unit to find Iron Hands EX and Miraidon EX, and I imagine we'll see another Tandem Unit here if the stadium is in hand. Yep, it looks like it is. So there we go. Golden Miraidon then found Pikachu EX and Raichu V for the bench. Full bench now, with that Area 0 put in play and the Pikachu EX Terra Pokemon. Now the bench size is 8 instead of 5. That's what that Area 0 Underdepth Stadium does. Increases the bench size as long as there is a Terra Pokemon in play, or that you have a Terra Pokemon in play. Or should we say each player that has a Terra Pokemon in play, their new bench size is 8. Next is Fleet-Footed from the Raikou V. When it's in the active spot, it can use that ability to draw a card. I think it would have been better to start the turn off with the Fleet-Footed as well, instead of playing that Nest Ball as the first action per turn. Forest Seal Stone gets attached to the bench Raikou V. The Skateboard gets attached to the active Raikou V, and then an electric generator gets played. Or is probably the next action as our player consults with the deck. Okay, it looks like it was Forest Seal Stone being used now. That tool card attached to the Raichu V. If it's attached to a Pokemon V, the Pokemon V gains the V-Star Power ability, Star Alchemy. Once per turn, you could look through your deck for a card and put it into your hand. So you Star Alchemy to find that Squawkabilly EX to put onto the bench here. It looks like an electric generator is going to be fired off next. Electric Generator is a powerful item card that has you look at the top 5 cards of the deck, and you may attach up to 2 lightning energy you find there to your bench lightning Pokemon in any way you like. Double lightning being found and attached to that bench Iron Hands EX. Double turbo energy will be attached to that Iron Hands EX as well, fully powering it up. And then next is Squawk and Seize, that Squawkabilly EX ability that can only be used on your first turn. But when you use it, you discard your hand and draw 6 fresh new cards. Looks like a great turn 1 for our Miraidon player here. This was definitely a going second hand, so that way you can attack. The Iron Hands Amp You Very Much attack was there turn 1 for our player here, as they play a Hisuian Heavy Ball next. That item card has you look at the prize cards, and you may switch the Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon you find there. Our player is taking notes of the prize cards here with the opportunity of peeking at them with the Heavy Ball. Pop quiz: is it legal to take timely notes during your match? Let me know in the comments. As that Heavy Ball is resolved, no target liberated from the prize cards this time, but knowledge was gained as a Nest Ball is played now to search the deck for another basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. What a turn 1 here, lots of actions. I guess you can find the Latias EX and get that established here. The debate is play the Nest Ball or not, and it looks like they agree they're going to grab the Latias EX to put onto the bench. Latias EX is a newer card we gained into the format that has the Skyliner ability. Basic Pokemon in play have no retreat costs. So the rescue board, on the Raikou V in the active spot is a little redundant with that Latias EX ability, but it was thinned out of the hand, thinned out of the deck, and was going to get Squawk and Seized away anyways. So there's some insurance on board, I guess, for our player here as they are deciding if any more actions need taken this turn. It looks like they've done enough, though. There's a potential to have held this hand and exploded on turn 2 with the Area 0 and going wide on the bench, but looks like they just wanted to see what their deck could do as they've passed things over to our Ceruledge player. Charcadet in the active spot for them. And this deck just wants to get all the energy in the discard pile. So they're going to put a Pokestop into play first, countering that Area 0 Underdepth Stadium. So the Lightning player has to discard Pokemon from their bench until there are 5. Let's see, Miraidon, Squawkabilly gotten rid of. I think those were pretty easy choices there for our player. As our Ceruledge player now resolves his Pokestop, discarding the top 3 cards of the deck and adding any item cards to their hand that were discarded that way. Carmine and Energy, I think, go to the discard pile. Jet Energy, yep. And an Ultra Ball is found with that Pokestop. Fire Energy attached to the active Charcadet. And the Ultra Ball can go and find that Squawkabilly EX, assuming that's played in this deck. In this list, should I say. Ceruledge EX, I think, does want to play Squawkabilly, as it synergizes with discarding cards, getting those Fire Energy in the discard pile. Ultra Ball is played next, discarding Canceling Clone and Fire Energy in order to search the deck for a Pokemon, Basic or Evolution. But I think it's going to be that Squawkabilly EX, assuming it's in deck. It looks like it is. And that is the target. Anything you can do, I can do better. Squawkabilly EX joins the party on the bench on the left-hand side here. And an Earthen Vessel is played next. That item card has you discard a card, and then you could search your deck for up to 2 basic energy. 2 basic fire energies found with this Earthen Vessel. Squawkabilly Squawk and Seize discards the hand on this first turn, and then we'll draw 6 fresh new cards. 3 more energy cards hit the discard pile off of that Squawkin' Seas. 6 cards drawn. Of course, I can let you guys know about this Ceruledge EX. It has the Abyssal Flames attack. That's the attack that's going to be used in this deck. For 1 fire energy, 30 plus, this attack does 20 more damage for each energy card in your discard pile. So that's why the Ceruledge deck wants to get all the energy in the discard pile as quickly as possible. Start swinging for big numbers for just 1 energy attachment. That's pretty good in the Pokemon trading card game. Let's see what this Squawkabilly has found for our Ceruledge player on the left-hand side. And this hand is still rolling. Another Earthen Vessel played, discarding a card in order to search the deck for 2 more basic fire energies to add to the hand. Still plenty of fire energy left in deck to attack with. 2 fire energies added to the hand, and then do we see a Carmine next? Yeah, there we go. Professor's Research is definitely a lot better. That'll draw you more cards. So that Professor's Research is played now. No Supporter has been played yet. Professor's Research has you discard your hand and draw 7 fresh new cards. More energy hits discard pile there, as our Ceruledge EX is probably swinging for 1 shot at this point on anything on the Lightning player's side, aside from the Pikachu EX, of course, and its Resolute Heart ability. But anyways, a Buddy Buddy Poffin is played next for our Ceruledge player. That item card allows the player to search their deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Double Charcadet, of course, found off of that Buddy Buddy Poffin. They join the party on the bench here. Plenty of Ceruledge in play for our player. They would want at least 2 by the end of this turn, I think, but 3 is even better as they get thinned out of that deck, making the top decks that much sweeter. Anything else to do for our Ceruledge players having a pretty good turn 1 themselves. Does not look like it, and it is just a pass over to our Lightning player. Let's see. They do have the Amp You Very Much attack on board. Iron Hen's EX on the bench that's fully powered up has the Amp You Very Much attack, of course. 100 damage it's doing right now thanks to the double turbo energy reduction. But 100 damage, and if that attack knocks out the Pokemon it attacked, you take an extra prize cards. So going to start with the Fleet-Footed, draw a card thanks to the Raikou in the active spot, and then decide what to do. The Raikou V can retreat, of course, thanks to the Skyliner and the rescue board. Charcadet across from it has 70 HP, so it would be KO'd by the Amp You Very Much attack. So now our Lightning players just deciding how to best set up their board for the next turn. If there's any cards that they want to play, for example, I think I saw there's double Electric Generator in hand, but we already have our attacker powered up. Not exactly sure who the next attacker would be. It would depend on what the opponent does on their next turn. So it looks like they're just going to retreat into the Iron Hands EX. Hold on to those resources in hand to adapt to what the player does on their next turn. Amp You Very Much takes the KO for 2 prize cards on that 1 prizer, Ceruledge, in the active spot. Energy card is removed from the opponent's board there as well, but that is also fueling the Ceruledge EX attack that may already be past the threshold at this point. So our Ceruledge player will start their next turn on the left-hand side with a Hisuian Heavy Ball. You guys remember what that one does. Look at your prize cards and swap it with the basic you find there if you'd like. Another Charcadet is found being liberated from the prize cards there and put onto the bench. The heavy ball gets shuffled up with the prize cards and laid back out. Squawkabilly was promoted into the active spot here. Energy attached to the bench. Charcadet, double Ceruledge EX evolving on the bench here as well. And Carmine is played. That supporter card can be played on the first turn. Discard your hand, draw 5 cards. Okay, Jet energy in hand, but there was an energy attachment already per turn. You can only attach 1 energy per turn in the Pokemon trading card game. So the Ace Spec pink card, Brilliant Blender, is played now. That item card allows you to search your deck for 5 cards and discard them. Guess what kind of cards you want to discard with this Brilliant Blender? Energy cards. The synergy with the Ceruledge EX is real, as it looks like exactly 5 fire energy were targeted and being discarded here. I'm sure there's more than enough fire. I'd like to know a fire or an energy count for the discard pile, but I'm sure that Ceruledge EX is knocking out whatever it wants. The issue potentially could be the promotion of the Squawkabilly EX for the turn, as Radiant Greninja joins the party now on the bench. And does the player have a switch card or a way to get out of the active spot, or to get the powered up Ceruledge EX in the active spot? The Radiant Greninja coming into play, I imagine our player would want to draw more cards this turn, looking for a switch or a switching card. No, just a pass. Oh no. Okay, so the Squawkabilly EX is weak to lightning. Iron Hands EX is doing, remember, 100 damage with this Amp You Very Much attack, but it'll be times by 2 thanks to Squawkabilly EX's lightning weakness. So Iron Hands has the KO, Amp You Very Much KO on the Squawkabilly for 3 prize cards this turn. So potentially an oversight on our Ceruledge player's side with the promotion of that Squawkabilly EX. Lightning energy in hand for our Lightning player on the right hand side. They're debating where to attach this, if even at all, this turn. They're actually going to start the turn sequence with an Arven. That supporter card allows the player to search their deck for an item card and a tool card. No hand disruption happens, so there are at least 2 electric generator in our Lightning player's hand currently. So Arven doesn't have to find a electric generator here. We don't need to power up an attacker quite yet, as we got the attacker powered up, but maybe you do play at least 1 electric generator this turn. Since that Iron Hands EX is more than likely going to get KO'd on the opponent's turn, next turn. Arven will find the Ace Spec Secret Box and the Bravery Charm here. Our player is consulting the deck and their hand, ensuring this is the correct choice for them. The Arven did not need to be played, but maybe they just wanted to keep card cycling, pull stuff out of the deck, thin that deck out, have answers in hand, force the opponent to disrupt them. If not, they just got everything in hand for the next turn. Let's see if I could see what's going on in the hand. We know we had the secret box. We could find 1 of each trainer card with that card at the cost of discarding 3. But that does not need to be expended currently with KO already on board. I think it's safe to play at least 1 lightning energy. I guess the debate could be play the secret box to thin the deck out even more before firing off an electric generator. But I think here, with the board position, you're so far ahead, you can just, are going to be so far ahead, you could just play a electric generator and see what happens. Ultra Ball will be played, actually, to thin the hand out and thin one more card out of the deck before an electric generator is played. So Ultra Ball, discarding Ultra Ball and Counter Catcher. Don't need the Counter Catcher as much anymore, probably, when going ahead by 5 prize cards here. So Ultra Ball will find that Luminion V to have for next turn. Options for next turn. But most importantly, thinning one more card out of the deck for this electric generator. You guys know, look at the top 5. Hope for at least 2 lightning energy, and there they are. Double lightning hit off of this electric generator, and it looks like our player is going to split them between the Raikou V and the Raichu V. This makes sense here. I just noticed the 2 damage counters on the Raikou. So earlier when I said the Ceruledge player had passed the turn with the Ceruledge energy active, no, they didn't pass. They attacked with the the Charcadet, dealing 20 damage to that Raikou V. My bad. Alright, it looks like it's just an Ampu very much for 200 damage, thanks to weakness, for 3 prize cards. 1 prize card left for our Lightning player here, versus 6 for our Ceruledge player. But do not count them out, since Ceruledge EX is dealing basically infinite damage, as our Ceruledge player on the left-hand side starts their turn by attaching a fire energy to the bench Ceruledge EX. I'm sure the KO is on board with all that energy in the discard pile. If anybody kept track, let me know how much this Ceruledge EX is dealing in the comments. Looks like our player is going to actually figure that out right now. Yeah, that was a lot. I didn't count, but I'm sure more than 230, which is how much HP this Iron Hands EX has in the active. But first, Radiant Greninja discards an energy card to draw 2 cards with its Concealed Cards ability. Another energy card added to the discard pile, of course. As a third Ceruledge EX is found and evolved on the bench. Scary. Carmine is played next as a supporter for turn, discarding the hand, drawing 5 more cards. Now currently the only Pokemon on the Lightning player side that can KO a 270 HP Ceruledge EX is that Raichu V on the bench. Raichu V's second attack for 2 lightning energy does 60 times the amount of lightning energy you discard from your side of the field. So technically no damage cap. If you have enough lightning energy in play, you can knock out anything. So that Carmine was played here, so there's no boss's orders. Counter Catcher is live to take out the Raichu. Oh no, we can't play that boss's orders, right? Oh no, the players are resolving the boss's orders. I'm pretty sure that Carmine was played earlier. Let me just make sure here. If you're newer to the game, you can only play 1 supporter card per turn, is the rules of the trading card game. And yeah, it looks like we Carmined, and then a little bit later did the boss's orders. So let's see if our players catch it here. Boss's orders to bring up the Raichu V. Okay, then Ceruledge knocks out Raichu. Our player takes prize cards. Okay. So I'm sure this was just an honest mistake. Double supporter played during the turn. But it is both players' responsibility to keep track of the board state. Our fire player, I'm sure, didn't do anything malicious. They just forgot that they had played the Carmine and tried to go for the best play possible, which was taking out that right shoe. Our lightning player did not catch the double supporter happening, so for the sake of this video, we'll just move forward. Both players didn't catch it. Honest mistake. All good. We'll just move forward here with the Pikachu EX being promoted into the active spot, and play resumes over on our lightning player's side. With the Radiant Greninja on the opponent's bench, a Amp You Very Much or even a Lightning Rondo could KO it for the last prize card of the game. Looks like our lightning players, remember, has the Lumineon in hand from that Ultra Ball last turn. Puts that into play. Luminous Sign activates that ability, allows the player, when Lumineon's put onto the bench, to search the deck for a supporter card and put it into their hand. Of course, the supporter will be Boss's Orders in order to bring up the Radiant Greninja. Pikachu EX will retreat into the Iron Hands EX. It will amp you very much for knockout and the last prize card of the game. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.